let's start our day. Liking that. Head down to the barn. I've already been heating up the water. And we turn the water on. Down to the shop there. And get the water heater on and get started. And I got some splaining to do. From a few people I've heard that I probably could have pressed these bushings out instead of burning them. They can't. They're bonded. They were bonded to the edges. I didn't say it because I wouldn't have done it if I didn't think it was necessary, but I understand why people would ask. But if you certainly don't want these floating around in the rubber, because they'll float around in the rubber and sometimes the bolt will get a little rusty crusty, and then you're in for a pretty big day. You'll be beating the heck out of the other side of the bolt trying to get it to release from this bushing, this tube. So let's go in here and clean all this stuff up. And think, boy, that good, didn't it? And there's a sinkhole back there. I don't mind it being a sinkhole. Anyway, that's from previous activities with some heavy equipment. So anyway, let's clean these up best we can. Get a scraper, get a wire brush because it works, and clean this stuff up and powder coat it. You want to? Let's start with easy things first. Oh, right. Turn the camera on. Music starts. So let's do this. That'd be a 9/16 drill bit to clean out the insides. They're not very dirty, and then the grinder to clean these up so the urethane will stick. And then we'll take this over to the grinder and clean it up. Yuck. Da-da-da. And you can just wring that out and get all the little, you can see all the little bits of soot coming out of there. It's not going to hurt you too bad. And then that fits pretty good, but it don't fit great. It does rock around in there. So when I put these together, I'm going to put some silicone around these bolts, and that just sort of helps take a little bit of that play out of there. So let's go over to the grinder. Okay, all cleaned up inside and out, and that's all cleaned up too. Good enough for shop purposes. So we'll put this in the clean pile, ready to go to the big arms. Well, the cleaning the everlasting arms. I remembered, just not in time. Let's see how they came out of the fire. They came out ugly, didn't they? Well, I don't know how hard that stuff is to get off, but let's figure it out. I know it looks like I don't know what I'm doing, and that might be true. Crazy like a fox, I think is the phrase. Well, whew, I might have to heat these up again to get the stuff off of them, because I think all I did was cook it on there. Ooh, yeah, that's about all that happened. I don't know. Let's heat it up out here on the cinder block again, get the respirator on, and scrape this stuff off. That's about the only way I can think to do it. First of all, let's measure in here and get a brush and clean that out. Ooh, nasty. In case you were wondering and you want to order bushings, that's 1 3/4 on the outside. It may be just a skosh more, and I don't know what the outside diameter was. This, we know this is 9/16, so if you get a bushing, it'll probably come with this. So that's 9/16 in there. Okay, and so I got my wheels ready over here, and I'm going to start out with this one because it's about had it, and it's way out of balance because it's about had it. And if you're wondering on these things, that's usually 11/16, the big one, and the little one down in there's usually 7/16. If you lose your little wrench, like a friend of mine, his name starts with a B, it does not start with an M, lost it years ago, and kind of just never got it. You probably get the tool at Harbor Freight, but anyway, it's left over from the axle job. Dirt from the axle job. Memories! This is the closet door out of the house. You say, why did you do that? Well, I put a curtain there because that room, that's about the smallest bedroom known to man, other than like on a ship or something. So what I'm going to do is, let's see how this turns out. Ready? Oh, well, no, not ready, because didn't have this turned on. There's a valve up here, saves air on leaks, and apparently it just did. So let's try her again. Yeah, yeah, baby. All right, stick it down in the hole. Well, big tank is about to fall out. Yay! That's a lot better. Let's just see how that does, the old TS. Yeah, there you go. That's all you're gonna need there. Okay. And we're gonna put them in the ultrasonic and get them really clean. Let me get my respirator for dog sure. Whew. That's pretty cool. It just, you get a screwdriver, it just comes out like a little rubber band. So it's good to polish on up in there with it though. So that's kind of interesting. I guess it kind of vulcanized and re-solidified and all that other stuff. I had my respirator on. It stinks. Okay, everything's been ultrasonicked, ultramanned, and we're going to do a comparison here in just a minute. No, it's not the one anyway. We're out of the ultrasonic, and it's going to be clean enough for where it's going and what it is. But you know, this is one of the things I love doing. This one you can tell I hadn't touched it, so you can just tell. See how much louder that is. That's round one. So that's just fine. So let's get some. We're going to bring the welder out here, and maybe we can catch that stuff on fire down in there if we try hard enough. Don't want to burn a hole in my air hose. Had he wasn't a friend. He was somebody I knew. Did some plasma cutting one time. Burned a hole in my Metabo hose. Never forget that. Made me mad. He didn't get me another one. He should have taken that one and fixed it himself and got me a new one. But some people are just like that. Funny how some people use up your time. Oh yeah, now there's the remainder of that metal gladiola there. And this, I think, yeah, this was the sound deadener on that air compressor up at the house. And I think Mick's dad got that, as I remember. Okay, well, let's, what am I doing? I gotta clean that off, okay. I got all excited about welding. Well, this shows how out of line everything is. So I'm just going to weld it where it can be welded. So here and there and there, okay? And then here's my stock steel. And I don't want to start the die grinder with the camera, but just imagine sparks flying out of everything over there, okay? And I'm going to cut these two. So this is the one for the other side. You know, I'm not even halfway done when I finish these. That's not, you know, I got a lot more to do. And I'm going to change the axle fluid and everything else. But I'm just going to do that best I can to make it straight. I weld, you know. Let's see if I can get this going here and you can sort of see my... I don't like that. Let's try something else. Okay, I like that better. Let's get going. Looked up the chart stuff. Everything's ready. Show a little bit of this. Just to show you I did it, and I'll show you the results here shortly. Tack her in here a little bit. bad. I don't have any shielding gas, remember? So it's going to be a little sloppy looking. So there, welded. And I just try to, I think that's going to be fine. And I'm just going to keep tacking. I don't want to get it too hot in any one spot. I keep hearing that, so I believe that. So I'm just going to tack around until I'm happy, and then we're going to head for the powder coating. So hope art comes off again. Okay, don't laugh. But it's done. It's done to the best of my ability. I had to put that wrench in there to kind of keep it from flipping over. So I think that's about as good as it could do. Still smoking. Alright, let's get it powder coated. And I'm not going to worry about taping anything off. I don't care if powder gets in them things or not, because it don't matter, you know. So we'll see. Okay, let's get them going. I think I've done enough powder coating things. So I'll let you see the color in just a minute. I was worried about off-gassing them, but I imagine the welding did a good job of that, so I'm just kind of preheating them in there now. God, they look terrible, don't they? Look like underneath the car, don't it? Well, that's where they're going, so who cares? Jolene! Alright, well, there's a box on the porch, so I think I know what that is. We'll ride up and see in the tractor here in a minute. So you gotta hit the button and shoot the stuff. So, alright, so here we go. I'm gonna try to do both with one hand. I don't think I ought to do that because it's too close to the thing. How am I gonna do it here? Let's see if that'll work. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Okay, so you're going to hit the button, and then that's going to be the color right there. Okay. We'll look at it in a minute. Noise alert. Alright, there they are. Oh boy. Well, performance components. What timing. The arms are still in the oven cooling off, and this came. Let's see what this is like. I'm curious. We don't do box openings here though. There they are. Powder coated and ready to go. Initialed, all set. And we're going to go put the polyurethane in them and see how that goes. So I ain't much of a welder, but pretty good powder coater. So that's 10 times. I mean, that's weighty and nice. So I'm very pleased with that. And so, very, very pleased. Okay, it says 1 pound kit, and that's right. So I'm not. It's less than I thought it would be, but the can's only up to about right here, and so is this. But well, 1.29, and then you do that. That's 1 pound. It says 1 pound, so good for them. But just I'll show you in a minute. But these things are only full to here, but 1 pound's 1 pound. That's what they said. That's what's advertised. What they did. So let's go over here, and we'll set all this up. So I got some cardboard out. It says your working time is pretty quick. You only got like a few minutes, like 10 minutes or something. Now the trick here is keep the air out of it. Here we go. It's in the little one. So it's the 80A working time at 77 degrees is 10 to 15 minutes. And it's an 18-hour cure. And 100% in 7 days. So I might just get, I can't get that in my oven down there, the long one, without it hanging up, and you don't want that to just run out. So I guess I'm going to pour it here, and we'll just have to pour it here then. And I'd imagine by in the morning, let's see, it's 4 o'clock now. By in the morning, you know, it ought to be solid enough to move it around. But you know, we'll see. I gotta kind of see what these, how far these protrude off each end too. So, but I got a little mixing thing. Well, that stuff was watery. That wasn't very good. And I was just shocked at how little there is of it. Alright, well I think I know all I need to know. Let's see if there's any, to ensure consistency, clean, was cleaned and everything else. So, the welding cleaned it and the being in the oven cleaned it, and then it's powder coated. I don't know how much more clean it can be. So I feel good about all that. Well, it didn't start out clean though, did it? There are 2 polished design, unique handling characteristics, moisture. So my guess is, you know, it's equal amounts. I mean, I'll sit down and read it and make sure. Let's just sit down right here and read it, because this is a little more comfortable. So exact mix ratio is critical. I'm going to try to half and half it and just see what I can do. See how far I get. If not, I don't get far enough, I'll just mix some more. So I'm going to take half of that thing. So 2 minutes to 44. So, all right, we know enough about that now. Okay, we're over here. So like I said, this anticipation, huh? So 1 pound is that much. I think I can mix just half of that in there. And then this bottle here is not even to right here. So they say don't, that's bad for you. I imagine it is. So don't get it on you. Don't drink it or sniff it or anything like that. Let's open this box and use this as a mixing station here. And then we're going to mix it in here. I got to do all the setup with the tape, so we'll do that too. I don't think I want to let too much air get to any of this stuff. This is the first time I've ever done this. This is cool. Okay, so don't let them touch it. Okay, let's do all our setup and get something to stir with. Open up this box. We're about ready here. I'm trying to work out the protrusion on each side. I've got the tape underneath it down in there. You can see it down in there. And I got this as just a little stabilizer. And just try to get it as central as I can by eye. That's about the only thing you can do. Probably is good, if not better than any other bushing. And so let's get it going here. I found this nice sour cream cup. I think that'll be better than the glass cup. And I got my stir stick ready. So we're gonna do this thing. Okay, here we go. I didn't use the whole can or the whole pound or whatever it is. So I figured I'd give it a try. See how much it's taking more than I thought it was. Wood. Looks like I'm going to be mixing the whole thing. Okay, I think you get it. I ended up just having to mix the whole thing. I'm going to have about that much waste. So far so good. It's been probably 20 or 30 minutes. The stuff is pretty solid. So we're probably going to put an amen on this one here in a minute. And I think we know what's going to happen. It's going to turn into polyurethane. And if you kind of run low on the stuff, just go get a tube of polyurethane at the big box store and fill it in with that. So that'd be cool. Okay, well let's just take a look here. No runs, no drips, no errors. So that's good. let me tell you something else I think is a good idea. I didn't think of this till later. If I were you, I'd mix up a little bit and put in the bottom and make it seal, or use something else as sealant. Maybe even fiberglass resin or something. I don't know, something to seal it and keep it from leaking out. I kind of am happy that nothing happened here, but I did think of that because I don't know what this stuff, if it reacts with foil tape and makes the bond break or something. It's been about 3 hours. The stuff is still kind of sticky, but interestingly enough, when you peel this off, it's dark outside, it seems to work pretty good. Oh, don't want it to stick to my clothing. And I don't care if a little bit stays there. What difference does it make? Okay, well, could have been a little better on the protrusion stuff, but I think it's fine. It's okay with me. So let's pull this side off. I don't know. Some of it's staying in there, like what harm can that possibly do? None. I ended up getting it all out. There you go. Alright, so there that is. And well, so I'm going to give this a couple of days. It says, and luckily the protrusions are equally screwed up. I'll have to think about that next time around, but I don't really think it makes any flipping difference. Now, like I said, I'm going to put silicone down in the tubes. I'll probably lubricate around this with some Seal Glide or something, and you never know what's going to make a vehicle squeak. Phew. Okay, don't laugh, but it's in there. Boy, that thing is just so much, just feels so much better. And yeah, you can tell it's still a little sticky there. Oh, it comes off pretty easy. So I can make it look better. Fan on that light over there is driving me insane. I am very, very sensitive to motion. So I'm going to have to get out of this place here in a minute. So there you go. There's that. We'll look at the other one in a minute. Very nice. Very nice. I'm very, very pleased. Didn't get a lot of penetration, but got some. It's funny how it melted the edge right there, and then it wouldn't really penetrate well, but maybe that's my shielding gas, going on. I don't think I need to worry about that. I just don't see it being a worry point. Very happy with that. We had a little leakage and spillage here. It wasn't too bad. I'm not going to be concerned about it in the least. I got plenty to do the other side, and this side face is up, and it doesn't really matter. That thing is a solid. That's like what's that old phrase? A tick what been on a hound dog for 2 weeks. That thing's tight. So it's ugly and tight, and it goes under the car. And yes, it leaked, and it made kind of a mess, and I don't see any reason in doing anything about it. All right, so let's go over here for a second. Now, I don't think any of you know this, but I got that plumbed in to make that come on over here. Isn't that cool? I got a piece of plastic here because tile grout can be kind of grungy. So I put a piece of plexiglass in there. And how many guys do you know that have upper and lower links on their kitchen counter next to their coffee pots and stoves and whatnot? I'm going to leave it in here so it'll cure a little better. And everything else can just stay there. It doesn't matter. This turned out just beautifully. I don't know why. I think this piece is cursed. That's what I think about this poor little piece of metal. I think it has some. I have to get it exercised or something. because it got hit and it leaks, and it's just been sort of painful. It's had a painful existence, but I hope we've done our best to fix it up, and well, it'll go right in there. Oops, might need to pop that out of there, but that'll be easy. Just drill that out. Won't be a problem. Alright. So, it's been quite a day. So, give me a thumbs up. Do it for me because I can't do it for myself. And hit that subscribe button. Please. Alright, boy, I've been beat up today. But anyway, I gotta get this going. I imagine the bottle probably won't be on the road for a week at the minimum. Because this stuff, they say, has to cure for a very long time, and it is still kind of sticky. It's cold. I like it very, very cold. It ain't no 23C or 74.2F in here. It ain't ever like that. So we'll call this one a day. And I'll show you the difference. The reason for doing this is I'm going to show you the difference between one side and the other. I don't know, the other's probably looking pretty good at this point. Nah, I did my best, and I think it's just far better. All right, see you next time. Thanks for spending some time with me, and we will continue along on something else whenever it happens.